There's nobody here
Oh
yet.
my-
Don't worry. I'm not big enough to have people, like, right as I start.
Let's fix that. Let's fix that.
We're gonna fix that for you today. One-shot game, all-shot followers. Let's go. Let's do it. Go.
Let's see if Thirsty Sword Lesbians is an option on Twitch, or if I have to just put in general RPGs. Nope. Okay. Just putting in RPGs then. That's fine. It's an indie. I can't expect them all to be on there.
That's fine.
So for the sake of the video, this is GM Starsun, and I am here with the lovely and wonderful Maple, Callie, and Glitchy. Actually, I just realized I should probably stick your names in the chat so people can find you.
Hello.
Hello.
Because that'd be the smart thing to do. And I can do the smart thing on occasion. Just on occasion.
A little bit of smart as a treat.
There we go. There's your rats. So, today we will be playing a game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. It is a indie system created for the explicit intention of setting up tense, dramatic sword fights where people get to flirt and attempt to stab each other at the same time, and flirting may or may not lead to other things. So I expect lots of stabbing, lots of intrigue, lots of flirting. Gotta have the flirting. And so let's go through our characters. Callie, why don't you start us off? Could you give a quick name and who you're playing today?
All right. I am playing Princess Sophia Morgan. She is the current heir to the throne of Arthuria and wields the legendary Excalibur.
Very cool. Very cool. Maple, who are... Oh, Jazzy Bassy, thank you very much for joining the Star Children. Please remember there are cloaks on the left, cookies on the right, and don't touch anyone without their consent. We are a consentical household here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so sorry to interrupt you there, Maple. Please proceed.
Thanks for the follow. We love you. My character is... Oh, shoot. I should have her shoot up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs generally help.
my character Scatterbrain.
Praise be to Starson.
My character
Praise be
is
to the great
the up-and-coming knight, Josephine von Galashov. She is strict. She has a code of honor, and she might be a little too serious for her own good.
Thank you very much for the follow, Cirrus. Remember, cloaks on the left, cookies on the right, and don't touch anyone without consent. This is a consentical household. Thank you very much for being a star child. Oh, Jazzy is apparently familiar with TSL. Cool.
Yeah, I actually played a TSL game with Jazzy running a couple months ago. It was very fun.
Cool. Since you've actually gotten to play this, do not hesitate to let me know if I'm performing a rule wrong, since this is my first time GMing this.
Gotcha.
And thank you for the host, Maple. I appreciate it.
It's a PBTA, so it shouldn't be too much trouble.
Ooh, master. Someone is watching us.
And finally, Glitch. if you could tell us who you're playing today.
Hi, I am Glitch, and today I am playing Akrand Plutos.
Praise be to
Ooh.
Starson.
And she is
Praise be to
from...
the great old one.
I don't actually have a name for the place she's from. Do you have like an evil sounding name or a good sounding name we can do?
Well, first, foremost, thank you very much, the Harem King 629 for the follow. Remember, cloaks on the left, cookies on the right, and no touching anyone without consent. This is a consentical household. Thank you very much for becoming a star child. And Callie.
I'm sorry, I thought I was following you.
I got it.
It's all right.
Okay.
We all do that. We follow on like 5 different services and forget the 4th. Like it's just a streamer thing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, it's not my fault, Light, that you decided to be the baker for the Star Children.
Hey, Glitchy, if I may, can you put your character's name in the TSL chat so I know how to spell it? We should.
It is there.
Where?
Yeah.
Where? Bro, am I looking at the wrong chat?
You're looking at the wrong chat.
Scream.
But yes, I'm playing Akrand Plutos,
Ooh,
who's
master.
from
Someone is watching us.
let's say Koros. And it
Chorus.
was once a very famous wartime nation that has now become very peaceful, which leaves me very misfitted, and I am not happy about it. But I am here. I wield things that will be revealed at some point in time that are definitely not blood related. Alrighty.
Definitely not.
Carry a dark forbidden secret. No, I just now. I like violence, okay?
I would like to point out at this time with Akron's name, Sophia's 3 people she has strings on spelled gay on my character sheet.
Yay!
That's so
We're already leaning into the lesbian. I'm okay with
Yay.
this.
Finally.
Finally, it's
Excellent.
been 10 minutes. It's been 5 minutes.
All right.
All right. So, you 3, who know each other from various shenanigans in the past, are attending the let me see if I can say this right. The Magister Academia, which is the school that has been established to attempt to foster good relations between the various kingdoms by encouraging, quote unquote, the scions of various noble households, as well, basically anybody that can come up with the entrance fee, to join and become a member, to foster good relationships and to maybe point out to all those big heads of state that their kids are all in the same nukeable place if something goes wrong.
Not a bad idea at all.
Mutually assured destruction.
Hey, it works.
Never a bad strat.
Be to Starson.
Except when it is, which is usually.
Praise be to the great old one.
Basco Prola, thank you very much for following. Thank you for becoming a star child. Cookies on the left, cloaks on the right. And remember, no touching anyone without consent. This is a consentical household.
Hey, Basco Prola.
It is the Basco Prola.
Hell yeah.
The. Gotta love it when someone's got a "the" in front of their name.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the
So,
middle.
this is true. So you are out in front of the academy at the moment. Today is the opening ceremonies. You all are already members already students, but you did go home for basically equivalent to summer vacation.
Mhm.
And you're back. The school is set up in a great rotunda style, this giant massive circle at the top of a fairly steep mountain. Basically, if you go to the outer walls of the school, it's cliff for quite a while down.
Okay, so it's built like a fortress.
Absolutely. You all are still nobility and scions of nobility or friends of nobility. So despite the fact that they want to be able to nuke you, they don't want to, let you get kidnapped by or attacked by things that they don't want to get you. Sorry, I hope that sentence made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just say a thing and you examine your sentence and go, that could have been constructed better.
We're safe from the outside world. We're not safe from each other or the
Praise be to
administrators.
the great old one.
Exactly. This is our own campaign setting that we've created. With it's got some general stuff because we all love magical academia style anime and such. So there's definitely going to be some things that you can pull from. Plutia09, thank you very much for becoming a star child. I greatly appreciate. Please remember, cloaks on the left, cookies on the right, and no touching anyone without consent, for we are a consentical household. And so you look up at the grand walls and you see all the other kids working their way up to the working up to the main doors. As it's the first day of school, there's a lot of hubbub, a lot of talking back and forth of, what are we going to do? Which teacher do you have? What homeroom teacher do you have? That sort of thing. And what, let's start. I like to do left to right just to save my brain on trying to figure other things out. So Maple, how would you like to interact first?
If I may interject first.
Oh, please do.
For the sake of setting establishment, this is, I believe we agreed on a college age academy, so all of us are 18 plus. Thumbs up.
Yes, this is the case. We're not going to get into that argument today. Everybody's 18 plus.
Uh-huh.
And I say kids, no matter what age you are, because you're all babbies to me.
Perpetual dad.
I sat around at work the other day and realized that I was the oldest one around, and it was painful.
I mean, you're an ancient cosmic entity. That's kind of to be expected.
It is, but still.
Okay, interruption done. Sorry.
Inevitability doesn't make it less painful. And do you want to describe appearances of our characters before we start?
Oh, yes, definitely. Sorry, I just realized we never did that.
Oh, hey, good idea. Good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Maple, why don't we start with what your character looks like? What does Sophie look like?
Josephine is very tall, very dark. She has really long black hair with a white bang streak. I wouldn't say she's like jacked, but she is very strong looking, like even at like a quick glance. Um she's not in full like plate armor, but definitely does have like a knight appearance. She's got like some good solid like torso armor. She's got a very nicely pressed and well kept cape with the symbol of her country. And she has on her persons a Quote from her: "Big ass fucking sword."
Nice. Gotta love having a big ass fucking sword.
Hell yeah.
Bikini plate.
Bikini plate.
Bikini plate. Oh, that's smart. Oh, I should have done that. Oh.
Well, no matter what you're actually wearing, that's what's going to be in all our mental images now.
Let's go.
All right, Callie, how do you look?
Sophia is a very princely figure. She's got fiery orange hair and glittering green eyes. She ties her hair back in a high ponytail, and she has a kind of bishojo look to her. She's like got kind of a boyish face, a smug grin, lowered eyes. She
Mhm.
wears a well-tailored pair of slacks, nice formal shoes that are designed for combat, and she has slung over her shoulders a long coat, black with gold filigree. Underneath that coat, she has a buttoned up shirt rolled up past her elbows that is straining against her rather sizable bust. She also has
Nice.
suspenders on, which she keeps the straps going around the sides of her chest to further emphasize it. She's got a tie on that she keeps untied, of course. And at her hip, on the left, is a spell tome full of holy magics. And on her right, slings the legendary blade Excalibur, which I have dropped an image of in the Discord, if you would be so kind to show everybody.
Yes, yes. Give me just a moment, and I will plop that over there.
Hell yeah. Excalibur is a proper bastard sword, roughly 4'6" in length from pommel to tip, which makes it only a foot shorter than Sophia herself.
That's a big sword,
Yeah.
or a small Sophia. I'm not sure which counts.
Both.
All right, hold on one second. I haven't figured out a faster way to do this than
If
throwing
you
an
just
imagery up.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you're using OBS, you can drag and drop it directly from Discord.
Really? Huh. Let's see if that works. I've got slobs, not OBS, so that might be the problem.
Bah, beans.
I tried.
You tried.
Let's see. Maybe if I drop it here instead? Nope, still didn't do it. It didn't do the thing.
Beans.
Here we are. Add file. And sword. Sword. Wow, that came in really big. We're going to shrink the sword down a little.
Well, since it's really big, you could probably show the detail that I put like 20 minutes into on the blade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
seriously.
well detailed.
Mm-hmm.
I still need
Also,
to
you did a
finish the
lot of
3D
great
model.
work on the hilt.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I gave it that nice subtle curve so it's nice to grip.
And now
Yeah,
it looks
Callie's a
like
good
Glitchy is
artist.
dual wielding giant swords.
Let's go, Glitchy!
Hell yeah.
How ye?
But whatever do you think we could be talking about other than swords, Plutia?
Oh yeah, and Sophia's cock is massive.
Yes!
Yay.
I'm kidding, she doesn't have one.
Aww.
You had to pack the toys somewhere.
Yep.
Which I mean, you have toys. Hell yeah, let's go.
Sophia's
Love
strapless is massive.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
There we go. See, these are the swords we needed.
Clearly the swords we needed.
Mm.
Absolutely.
All
Hey.
right.
Hey, would you like to sword fight later? We'll have a duel.
Wink.
Wink wonk.
As long as I can lose.
Yeah. Does loser insert the sword into stone, or winner insert the
loser
sword in
is
the stone?
Stone.
Thank you. You got where I was going with that.
Ahem.
So,
I'm
Glitchy, your turn to describe yourself.
Hmm. Akrand is very obviously noble, from her high, proud cheekbones to just the overall angular shape of her face. Something that you'll notice first is the silver white hair that is down to her waist, as well as the silver eyes that
Ooh.
seem almost irisless. Not irisless, pupilless.
Either way works, but ooh.
E
Oh
is
my
pure
god.
silver circle. And then white around it, of course, because normal Y. Yeah. She has a veritable amount of layers, just tons of layers in Gothic Lolita dress, complete with
Nice.
underskirt, petticoat, everything. Unfortunately, it's all torn to hell and back. So this black with mixtures of black plaid dress and fishnets is all just torn. If she moves in just the right way, you might be able to see through the skirts as well, which is always a nice touch.
Mm.
She has combat boots on, though normally she does wear heeled boots because she really likes having ultra sharp points. However, the administrators did not let her wear them because they told her she's not allowed to wear blades on her shoes because they damage the floor.
Cowards.
Unfortunate. Indeed.
I feel
indeed.
like I feel like the janitor may have had a few words. Actually, this is a good chance to show off one of the little side systems, which is
Oh no.
developing strings on people you've met and dealt with before. And I feel like you've probably had an interaction with the janitor about your shoes before, don't you?
Unfortunately, I try not to remember those times. I have better things to do. People to hit, people to be hit by.
Okay. So,
Real
the
last thing.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Last thing is she has chains wrapped around her arms that look like they have barbed wire or something approximating barbed wire interwoven in between them.
Nice. All right. So, the janitor that you have dealt with before, a Miss, let me think. A Miss Chloe Martinez, and Miss Chloe, the janitor, has had repeated Maple.
What? What'd I do?
You-
You can
Thank
say
you.
it.
Use your
Thank
words.
you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. You're amazing.
You're amazing, and your content's great, and you're a good GM, and I love you.
Aw. Dang it, I'm green, but you'd see the... Actually, wait, no, I can blush. Right, that's a thing I can do now.
You got a blushy?
I've got a bush.
Well, blusha, blusha.
And I have sparkles.
Blusha.
You are so cute.
I don't get to bust out this face very much, but I enjoy it. All right.
Thank you for being you.
So, with so you've dealt with the lovely Miss Chloe before, and she is a I'm going to say older, but not elderly. We're talking like 40s, maybe early 50s woman. She has been here at the academy for quite a while. And she has a very brisk personality. In your interaction with her, she advised you that, and I'll quote, "If I have to repair one more damn tile from you marching around acting like the queen of the continent, there will be hell to pay." Also, Callie,
Yay!
oh, goodness gracious. Thank you.
That's an apology for not following you before now.
Oh, well, let me just put on my ooh happy face and say thank you.
Precious, can I give you a kiss on the forehead?
Yes, you may. I consent. Oh. I can do English. I have a degree in it. So, as you were dealing with her, she was very clear about that. You that interaction caused you to have a string on each other. So you can keep that in mind. So with that notated, string on. Let's
Can I just
go
note
ahead.
that I appreciate the fact that we're 3-player chess. Josephine has black hair. Akron has white hair. Sophia has red hair. Black, white, red. We're 3-player chess.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I heard 3-player chest at first, and I was like, well, you all are all very different sizes, but
I may or may not be flat. That is not. Anyway.
Josephine is confirmed flat.
Oh, what up?
No, I stole the tits from both of you.
Oh, goodness. So, you three are standing out in front of the school. The school year is about to begin. People are moving up and excited and happy to go in. They're all wearing the various uniforms. The dress code here is pretty slack, to say the least. So you don't have to worry too much. What do you three want to do? And you might consider talking to each other, since you just walked up to each other.
Hello there, ladies. Back for another wonderful year, I see.
Yeah.
You two are the life of the party as always.
I am the life of the party, but going into the beginning of a school day is not quite the party I was looking for.
Fair,
More like
fair.
work.
Only if you do it wrong. Now, if you'll excuse me, I see some new students I need to flirt with. Ta.
There's a cute one. Oh, she's gone. Okay.
And disappears in a flash, I see.
Oh, I love this. Sorry, I'm laughing too hard.
Eventually, we'll get more than 2 sentences. Eventually, but until that day, you want to go into class? I don't know if we have the same classes, but
I
Would
would
be
think
good to
that you'd.
double check.
I
my
think
family
you.
doesn't care as long as I'm here.
Yep, I think you'd want to have the chance to check your schedules. You are set up for the same courses again this year, but that has been intentional. You've perhaps communicated that request to the administration, and they have acquiesced to your request to stick close to each other. Callie, you said you were heading to go flirt with some random students, huh? So you walk up to a small group of students. Let's Dice, oh Dice, tell me what the makeup is. You see one masculine presenting person and two feminine presenting people. They are standing about. They seem to be looking at a sheet of paper in between them and look very confused as to what they should do.
Oh, Sophia kind of like straightens up and like twists her neck from side to side a little bit to loosen up. And then she approaches them and says, "Hello there. Would you three need any assistance?"
They blink and look up at you and go, yeah, I suppose, sure. We're not really sure where to go. This is our first year, and we're a little confused. The one of the femme presenting folks, this one is has a short black-haired bob. And she looks at you and says, "We're just fine, you know. We could we could handle this on our own if you wanted, or if we wanted to." Kind of contradicting her friend.
Fair. I just supposed it's not every day you get to hang out with the princess of Arthuria, so if you don't need my assistance, she turns on her heel and starts like slow walking away.
And there's a princess. Oh, yes, princess. Sorry, didn't mean to be rude. That was not my intention at all, whatsoever.
She
Yeah.
spins back around and claps her hands together.
Don't forget, you also have your basic move options for figuring out an influence and such, if you at any point decide to.
I would actually like to throw a couple dice at the bob-haired girl.
Okay.
Or bob-haired femme presenting person.
Will you be real life rolling, or would you like me to roll on the screen?
Go ahead and roll on the screen.
All right, so just 2d6, right? If I'm remembering.
It is 2d6 plus wit in my case. And my wit is -1, so I'm pretty bad at this.
Well, here goes our 2d6. And that's a 6.
That's a 6, so that's a fail.
Oof. And you were trying to entice or
figure out a person.
Figure out. So the bob-haired femme looks at you, and you feel like you didn't, despite the fact that she called you back when you mentioned that you were a princess. You can't really get a read on her. In fact, if anything, she's looking at you a little hungrily.
That's the kind of look I like.
Yeah, you're not sure if maybe you've drawn the best sort of attention to you.
Well, what's the first day of school without any danger?
A sentence that made so many parents, freeze up in terror there for a moment, I think.
Did I get the appearances of the other two, the other femme and the mask?
No, you have not yet. Mask is a buzz cut looking guy. He's dark skinned, he's actually fairly tall, looks think a lanky swimmer's build.
Okay. Not bad.
The other girl is actually purple haired. And she keeps it in a short pixie cut.
Okay.
And she is the one currently holding the map, which you know from previous work that said map is kind of not the greatest at helping new students figure things out because the school is weird and extra dimensional at times, and so maps on 2D planes don't do great.
Can I try and entice her?
Enticing Bob.
Yep, by kind of like leaning in and like putting a hand on the map and accidentally quote unquote brushing it up against hers. Since she seemed to be already a little bit like I don't know, already kind of like leaning towards me, I suppose. So that'd be 2d6 plus 1 because my heart's plus 1.
All right. Oh, that's a 4.
Ah, damn it. My flirting is not going well.
Well, it's not going well in that she's not looking at you with that sort of enamored look you're used to, when people look at you going, ooh, a princess. She, again, the best way you can describe the look that she's giving you is hungry, and not in you literally think that if this were a different situation, you might be on a plate of food the way she's looking at you.
Okay.
So no string, just more something weird's going on here.
All right. Sophia is readily aware that she is currently in danger, but she's come this far and she's too stupid to back out. So she's going to take the map and she's going to try and guide them towards the orientation.
Okay. So that's something you'll just be able to do because you know the outlay of the school. Mm-hmm. While all this is going on, Maple, what are you up to?
Josephine is prepared, prepped, knows exactly where she needs to go and exactly what she needs to do. She has requested a class be put off till the midday on this first day because she would like to get right into going back to the swords training. I guess not club, but like side curricular activity.
Well, in this world, because of the magic tech applications of magic to weapons, sword fighting for scions is considered a basic necessary life skill. So that is an actual class.
Oh. Cool.
You know the teacher actually fairly well. And the teacher is one Mr. Brain, sorry. Mr. John Bracken.
Ooh.
And he is the sword instructor here at the school. Bracken is a younger teacher. You know that he is he's that teacher that all the girls at school talk about and go, if only it wasn't incredibly illegal for students to get with a teacher, we would. Because every school has that one teacher that everybody looks at and goes, damn.
Damn.
And Bracken, Professor Bracken is a 6 foot or so looking man with dark toned skin and and by dark I mean the actual like black African American skin, not just tanned.
Yeah.
And he is a incredibly capable sword fighter, and his muscles seem to show that off before he does anything else. He is also known for you're not entirely sure if he actually chooses to wear clothes that tight. He claims he keeps getting them back from the school cleaner's trunk. And you wouldn't put it past Chloe for that to be a thing she's been up to. But yeah, no, he's always got tight clothes and lots of muscles.
Perfect. I mean, what?
So
Look,
this is
one
go
of
ahead.
the 3 words in this game's title is thirsty. Feel free.
Really is. Yes. The thirst is expected. The thirst is required.
Mhm.
Thirst is real.
So,
I'm
you go to the sword fighting class, and that's easy enough to find and get into. As you get there, you see Professor Bracken and several students who've beat you there, standing at attention, and he looks at you and says, "Well, thank you very much for joining us."
Good to see you, Professor. Mind the lateness. I had a little bit of quick catching up to do.
He laughs and says, "It's the first day of school. I'm happy you showed up at all."
Of course I would never miss a class. That's part of the whole reason I'm here.
He laughs again and he says, "All of you first years could learn a thing or two about Miss Josephine's dedication to her art. In fact, Miss Josephine, would you be willing to perhaps provide a first day demonstration with one of the with me for the new students?"
Her hand is already on the hilt of her sword, and she says, "With pleasure, Professor."
All right. So, we're going to have a quick little fight here. And
Yeah.
so we are going to count this as danger mode, so you can use your danger moves. And let's see here. I believe I'm trying to remember how we determine initiative order if we do it all in this game. Sorry, I'm having a blank moment.
So for Powered by the Apocalypse, how combat typically happens is a player makes a move and then an enemy reacts to it.
That explains why I can't find an initiative order. That's so much simpler than the nonsense I have to do for other games.
Right?
No kidding.
All you have to do is look at your GM moves and pick one accordingly to react to however Josephine rolls and what she intends to do.
Gotcha. Okay, Josephine, it is in fact your go. So tell me what you'd like to do.
Josephine is going to make a I'm trying to like figure out how to word it. A big brandish of her huge fuck off sword and like a starting run towards the professor.
Are we talking like a hunk of iron buster sword for your huge fuck off sword, or
Very buster sword. Very buster sword.
awesome?
Nice. Thank you, Light. Light says we sound thirsty, so everybody can have a drink of water if they, or whatever substance they're going to be drinking instead.
I don't want water.
Well, then drink whatever you have on you, Glitchy. We need to keep you hydrated, though.
You can have some of my cola.
I really like you. You're awesome.
If you have a sip of
I
water,
am
I'll give you a
awesome.
kiss.
You are awesome. Wow.
Oh, goodness.
Wait, I'm supposed to flirt with the character, not right. That's how it.
I mean, like I've said before, you three can get up to whatever you want. I'm just the GM. So long as you don't get me banned from Twitch, I will play off of whatever you do.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you move at the professor, and you will need to do a fight power or a fight roll in this case. So let me roll the dice here real fast.
I wonder.
That's a 5 on the dice plus whatever your roll that you're going to choose for this is.
My roll is going to be daring, so that's a +2.
So that's a 7. And on a fight, when you get a 7, does it bounce between my PDFs? There we go. You can choose 2 off of the fight listing, which you may either flirt with and or provoke your opponent and gain a string on them. Through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition. Create an opportunity for an ally, which no other allies here, so that won't be an option at the moment. Or take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position. So you may pick 2. Then the professor will pick 1.
I would like to seize a superior position and flirt.
Okay. How do you do so? You're running at him with your Buster Sword raised and ready. We could call that your superior position because you've got the momentum at the moment. And with your weapon, momentum is a very bad thing to let you have. And how are you flirting?
Shit. I didn't think this far.
You don't. You don't have to say exactly what you do if you don't have anything in mind. A gist is fine enough usually.
Yeah. You don't have to describe it to us down exact. Or you, perhaps your form of flirting, since you're sword fighters, is to give him a wink as you're coming close or something. I don't know. Whatever sounds like fun to you.
I was thinking like a more like physical one, just like as she's charging towards him, just like that very subtle like knowing smirk of I've been practicing and I know I'll win.
All right. So, as you're moving forward, the professor smiles back at you, and you appreciate the fact that he's clearly recognizing your intent, so you will gain a string on him. And in return, however, he is going to select his move, and he says to you as you're moving, your footwork still needs work. You're leaning too far forward again. And just having him immediately go into criticizing you, well, that's going to inflict a condition on you. I'm thinking that you're going to feel a little insecure, but that's up. Do you think that's the most applicable condition?
If I may.
Mhm.
Typically, when a condition is inflicted on a player, they choose which condition it is.
I was going to let that happen anyways, but glad to know that it's within the rules that that's how it's supposed to happen. Do you have the section in the sheet on the conditions?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So which condition do you feel would be most effective for your professor who you're flirting with suddenly criticizing your form?
I think insecure is probably the best one.
Yeah, like I said, I kind of felt like that would be the one, but I wasn't sure. So, you're feeling insecure. He dodges to the side as you take your swing. And swings out with his own sword, which is a much lighter blade. Instead of trying to block you, he just sort of taps your sword aside, letting it crash into the ground. And what would you like to do now?
So, um, hmm,
Don't forget, you do have a string on him now.
that's a good question. What can we do with strings?
So there's the list of so you can basically give a +3 to any roll is the involving that person. Is the cheap and easy version. There are a few other specific moves that you may have or that are available to you as part of your class.
I've copied, or I've taken a screenshot of the relevant move and just dropped that into the group chat.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.
Much appreciated.
So I do see. Well, I guess I can try to attack again.
Sure. Will be another fight.
She's going to try to recover from her whiff, uh, steady her form a bit better, and like try to go for the same move again, but with like a little more
Oh
uh
no.
what was
That was a 3 on the dice.
no.
I'm sorry. Sort of. I mean, I'm a GM. We all know I'm not really sorry, but I'm sorry. um So you are just real nervous now that he's started criticizing you. He literally just said you were one of the better fighters in the class. Why is he trying to embarrass you in front of everybody? And as you try to turn around and shift your sword, you kind of forget the mass of your own sword, and it just sort of sticks and throws you off balance, and you just pinwheel for a bit. It's all very it's all actually rather embarrassing.
Mm.
Let's see. We're going to say that counts as a stagger. So you only have one condition marked, so you have choice of either you lash out at someone whose regard matters to you, or you hesitate or stumble and the opposition gains an opportunity, or you grin and bear the blow but mark 2 new conditions.
Yep.
Grin and bear the
Yep.
All right, what are the 2 new conditions you're taking?
Angry and hopeless.
Oh.
So after her quite honestly dismal display, Josephine picks up her sword, picks up herself, um, puts her sword away, and looks at the professor and says, I seem to not be at the form that I thought I was during my training during the off season. I apologize.
He nods a little and says, your heart's in the right place. Don't worry, we'll get you back up to par in a few days.
Thank you.
So, by the way, since you just suffered a downbeat, you gain a point of EXP.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it incentivizes failures by giving you EXP when you fail.
It's so cool.
Oh yeah, I failed 2 rolls earlier, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Let me just mark those.
Okie dokie. So, Glitch, we're moving back to you. Finding your place in your classroom, getting comfy.
So what I would like to do is have
Mhm.
walked with Sophia like halfway there and then gotten really bored and changed my mind.
Fair enough.
And I want to it's the first day of school. There's always troublemakers on the first day of school. I know because I'm one of them, but also because they tried to make trouble on me last year.
Ah, duly noted, duly noted.
So I just want to go, travel around, see if there's anything amiss. More importantly, something more exciting than whatever boring class I was going to go to.
Nice. So, you immediately start wandering around the halls, and you spot down the hallway Miss Chloe the janitor.
Oh, no.
Which is a not unusual thing to see at the school. She is the janitor after all, but you notice a couple of things seem a little off. The first being that you're in one of the main thoroughfares. It's unusual to see her while the school's actively running in a main thoroughfare, because there's too many people running around that she'd be in the way of if she actually tried to clean anything. She also seems a little nervous about something. You're not entirely sure what.
Alrighty. Well, I'm just gonna, pop by behind her and a very small but surprising hello.
Yeah. Oh, it's you. Okay. Phew.
Head tilt.
Yes. What can I do for you today?
And Akron will just smile, a smile filled with sharp teeth, and says, is there something wrong? Is there something the matter?
She blinks a few times and waves her hands. It says, No, nothing's the matter. It's just first day of school. A lot of work to do. Gotta do a lot of mopping and cleaning and whatnot.
Okay. I was just wondering because you seemed really nervous, and I was really bored, and wanted to know if I could help. But it's fine. I'm sure there's a kid being bullied behind the store, anyways. I can go look.
She sort of looks over your shoulder and says, I suppose maybe I could use a little bit of help. There's something weird that happened, and I'm not entirely sure how to handle it. I don't feel like I can take it to the principal. not without more, or the headmaster, I should say, not without more evidence, but, well, and she seems to be stumbling and hesitating a bit.
Head tilts other direction.
She looks at you and goes, all the mops are gone.
Blink, 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 blink. Blink,
Huh?
blink, blink.
All the mops
Oh.
are gone. Everyone in the entire academy.
On one hand, they're just mops. On the other hand, that's a really cool prank. I'll look into it.
She smiles and nods and says, thank you. I know it sounds small, but I really need those to do my job, and I can't even figure out what anybody would want with 40 mops.
Yeah, no, I know the kind of trouble that happens around here. You absolutely need those mops.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to say you developed another string with the janitor by agreeing to help her.
Lovely, lovely. Now I have to go Scooby-Doo mystery.
And you do have two lovely ladies who you could grab and Scooby-Doo mystery with.
Please save Sophia. She is in danger.
Not as much fun as roughing up a bully, but this is fine. I'll go hit up Sophia's in danger?
Well,
Sophia's strong.
speaking of Sophia, as you're leading the new the freshmen to their places, the short bob girl leans over and says, so you're a princess, huh?
Indeed.
Is there a prince or other princess perhaps that I should be keeping an eye out if I want to spend time?
Oh, my no. The the position of the throne at my side is highly sought after, but vacant.
Oh my, and that's a natural 12 for her role.
NPCs don't typically roll.
Oh, I thought they just used the same move. Now I know.
No. GMs or GM characters have their own moves.
Yeah, I saw the GM. I thought I had to roll to use those GM moves.
Nope. The GM does not roll dice in PBTA.
Huh. I'm okay with that.
You invoke moves at your discretion, and usually in reaction to a player, but in this case, since you're pushing something, you would just do a move.
Okay. So in that case, the move that I'm going to do is offer you XP to make the possibly incredibly unwise decision to let her get closer to you and perhaps maybe even agree to spend some time with her.
After she's given me those hungry looks, let's see. How stupid are you, Sophia? Stupid enough to mark an experience point.
All right. Oh, and a stretch from Light. Yeah, stretchy, stretchy, stretchy. Oh.
All good noises.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
So, you let her get closer to you, and she definitely has her hands on the small of your back right now,
Oh,
and
all
is
right.
leaning into you, and gives you just this look that says, "Oh, please help me. I am so small and helpless. Help, help, help."
Well, this is clearly a trap, so Sophia slings her arm around her shoulder.
uh, so, you have made rather close friends with this girl whose name is Sarah, by the way.
With an H or without?
Without.
Without. Gotcha.
She introduces herself and says, "I'm Sarah Mercury, by the way."
Ooh. Sophia Morgan, charmed.
And she leans in and says, "Completely and utterly charmed at that." So back to Maple. You have been working with your class. Things have been going pretty well, but you do spot, and it's downtime, so you're all sort of chilling. You do spot your dear friend, Princess Sophia, walking by with a small gaggle of freshmen, including one girl who is clearly making some moves here.
That's no good. I'm sure the whatever's going on, this is a problem meter is just like radiating off this group here.
Uh, Glitch, you see this from the other direction on the opposite side as you are beginning the mystery to hunt down the mops. If you decide to do anything about it, I just want to let you know that you are aware of it.
Do I know what, like, nation or country they're from?
So
They have emblems.
you take
They're
a
from
quick look
mine.
at them. None of them are from your country. They
Oh,
Starson,
I could have had a
praise
pizza.
be to the great old one.
Sorry.
and thank you. Oh, god damn it! It's a hoss.
Praise be to
Uh,
Starson.
God damn it.
Praise
Hold on,
be to the great
guys.
old one.
Here
It's
we
all right.
go.
Praise be to Starson.
Emoji only mode, probably.
Praise be to the great
Yeah,
old
I
one.
kept telling myself I'd program that so that I could do it right off the bat, but
The hotspots don't typically type, so you just want to turn off your follower alert box.
okay. Looks like they're done for the moment anyways,
cool.
so
You're good.
let's see. I'm just gonna go through and ban them real quick here if they aren't
Looks
banned
like-
already.
Looks like Light's taking care of it.
Oh, thank you, Light. I appreciate that. Did I make you a mod? I didn't think I did. But if I haven't, I should. You're here enough.
Mod the
Yeah.
Lich. Mod the Lich. Mod the
I
Lich.
think I agree on this. I'll make the
Yeah, not the glitch, mind you. The glitch.
no, the lich, not the glitch. I would not dump that on you at random. I would happily dump that at random on light. Let's- rules manager.
I love your little meows.
Oh.
They're cute.
You ever just want to like surprise someone that's threatening your friend by existing, by hugging them with your lovely chains?
Oh my. Light, you're a mod now, so congratulations on your promotion.
Yay!
Emotion.
All right. So, refocusing on the stream. You walk up and give a hug, apparently.
Oh no, I was talking. What country were they from? Do you know? Or is it
Oh, right.
Bosnia?
That's where we were.
I was information
They're
gathering.
from the surviving country of the war. The primary one, which I don't think we ever actually gave a name to. Let's say it's Arthuria.
Oh, they're also Arthurians. Excellent.
Uh-huh. That's why they jumped when you said princess.
Ah, perfect.
It wouldn't be a threat at all.
Absolutely
Oh.
not. Who would want to commit treason?
I feel suspicious. Am I
Just-
allowed to be suspicious?
100% you're allowed to be suspicious. Besides, you're a beast class. You literally suspicious is kind of your thing.
All right.
It
Just so you
absolutely
know,
is.
the emergency meeting button is in the middle of the school.
And I'll walk up. Emergency meeting button. Can I hit that if someone loses 40 mops?
Goodness gracious. So
Feels
yeah,
strange.
they're Arthurian, and the one is clinging very bodily to Princess Sophie.
Callie
Mhm.
or Sophia, do we know each other enough where I could grab your arm without it being a problem?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. So I'm just gonna, gracefully, almost stealthily, but not quite, lightly step forward, and before anyone can say anything, I'm gonna just grab one of Sophia's arms, the free one. Sophia!
Oh, Akron! So glad to see you.
And I'll give a large, very sharp, tooth-filled smile.
Sophia gives Akrand a look that says, in just a few words, I have gotten in too deep. Please rescue me.
Dearest, I need you for a task myself. I know you love helping the new kids, but like, can you help me, please?
Oh, anything for you, darling. I do apologize, Sophia says. She turns towards the rest of the group and kind of breaks away from Sarah. I do so apologize, but it seems my friend requires my assistance. The meeting hall is just down the stairs, up 2 floors, and to the left. Ta!
Nice.
And question.
Answer.
Would no. I think this is fine.
Hmm?
Actually, yeah. Can I, as I'm pulling away, try to figure out Sarah again?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. All right.
2d6. Here we go.
-1.
That's a 6.
That's a 6. Damn. These
If
virtual
you
dice
had just
are
had
not
0.
friendly.
If you had just had a 0 instead of a -1, it would have been enough.
That's
No,
fine.
you. So Callie, as Sophia tries to figure out Sarah,
Trying to
you know,
figure out
she
what her
just
angle is, more or less.
and she just gives you the biggest sad kitten eyes. I mean, Puss
Oh,
in Boots would be
goodness.
jealous. And as you force yourself to look away, Glitch, you see her glare at you like she wants to murder you.
Alri-
I'm gonna respond to that if I may. If that's okay.
You may.
May I
Or does
first?
Callie want to? Okay.
Sophia is smitten.
Declared smitten.
Declaring smitten on Sarah Mercury.
I love that we can do that.
I am smitten because of her oh so cute face and then the bloodlust she shot towards Akron. Like that is some primo gap moe. But our romance would never last, of course, because Sophia is just looking for a fling here.
All right. So, since you have become smitten, they gain a string on you, and it says to answer a question in the truth section of your playbook.
That's what I answered. The question for scoundrels is, why would your romance never last?
Gotcha. I follow now. And she has a string on you. I will mark that.
Excellent. All right.
Excellent. Glitch, if you would like to take over from there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use something of my own called Shameless. When I say aloud what I want from an NPC, I can give them a string to ask a question about them from the Figure Out a Person move. And
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. So when she looks at me with this just glorious amount of bloodlust, like oof, my heart. I'm just gonna respond with another sharp-toothed smile, and a little bit of a shine on my eyes. I want you to take those pretty claws and rip into me. What do you want?
Oh my. Woof.
Whoa.
Nice.
So you just get to force an answer of the question, or was the move, or sorry.
Yeah, so I give them a string on me. And then I have Figure Out a Person. I may be wrong here. I thought Figure Out a Person lets you ask what do you want as a beast, but let me pull it back up.
Yeah, every playbook gets their own like figure out a person moves, I think.
Mine are in a physical conflict, unfortunately. Let me see. Let me double check. No, so I can just ask a question about them from the Figure Out a Person move, which is... Sorry. Well...
It's all right. Take your time. No rush. What are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? Okay. What do you hope to get from? I'm guessing
to get from my lovely Sophia.
Which was asked in the question of, will you tear into me? And she looks at you, and she actually gives you a sort of sneer and says, I wouldn't waste my time ripping into you. I'd much rather have my claws into the dear princess.
Can I declare myself smitten a second time?
Oh my goodness. And Akron will give a small little laugh. That is absolutely understandable, and I am quite with you there. However, I do have need of her at the moment. Though I think you've quite won a bit of her heart, so if you'd like to let her go for now, and claim whatever prize you have later, I would appreciate it. Also, fuck off.
No.
Yes. Oh, that was... I'm sorry, I'm laughing too much. I need a moment.
Bitchy, that was beautiful.
That was...
Oh.
Oof. Oof, that was perfect. That was perfect. All right, so... She proceeds to do so. She lets go of Sophia and takes a quick hop step or two back, Um, you also notice that her hand sort of drops to her sword at her hip, like she's ready to fight back if you actually attack her.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And she proceeds to step back and let you walk away, so you are able to walk away with Sophia in tow.
As I walk away, can I say a thing as she does, and
Of
then you say a
course.
thing? As she steps back, I'll just tilt head a little bit, and remember, the name is Akrind Plutas, just in case you want to try to kill me later. Turn around.
Guy.
And Sophia takes a bow and says, if you'd care to tear into me, it's a date. Meet me, blade in hand, after school.
Nice. Nice.
And
Love it.
she turns and follows Akrind to wherever the hell we're going.
All right.
Is Josephine there as well?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Uh,
quick question. How uncomfortably close and like detailed is this whole exchange from
this
my
all
class?
this whole exchange occurred basically outside your classroom, not loud enough that it would distract from the class itself, but you can, at least by reading body language, know what basically happened.
Sounds like my friends may be in a little bit of a pickle here.
Want to slide out of class and go help?
We'd rather the pickle be in us, but
But ching.
Yeah, I need to get a head start on my homework anyway.
So you slip out of class, no problem. And just as Sophia and I'm sorry, Glitchy, I keep trying to say your character's name and I keep butchering.
You can just
Akrind.
say
Akrind.
Yeah. Like acrid, but ind.
All right, Akrind. So
There you go.
so yeah, Akrind and Sophia are walking up to you. You can say what you want to say.
Are you two quite all right?
Never better. I may have made an enemy.
never better. I may have a date.
This is not a good mix of answers from the both of you.
I feel like this is the optimal outcome, personally.
Indeed.
Oh my.
A small squeeze in Sophia's arm.
Arousing as usual.
Sophia looks like she's walking on cloud nine.
All right. Don't forget the mops.
Yeah, no. So, I know I said I had something important, but I don't actually have something important, but also it may be important. Do you believe in ghost stories?
Ooh.
Oh my.
Nonsense, but not unbelievable.
Are
Family
you
has a few things to
suspicious of
say
a
about
spectral assailant?
I don't know about that. I mean, we have stories about ghosts in my family for reasons, but that's besides the point. So 40 mops, every single mop in the school vanished overnight.
Hmm. Quite interesting.
Do you know
Something
if
must
this
have gotten
means-
really, really dirty.
An elaborate prank, perhaps?
I was wondering if it was a senior prank, but something may have gotten really dirty. That is accurate.
Nonsense.
Possibly in more
Akron's
ways than
right here.
one. Hey!
Ah.
Just look down at my hands, look up, look down. They're not bloodstained today. Squeeze.
Yet.
Today. Yet. Goodness
May-
gracious.
Maybe later, depending on how our visit with Sarah goes.
Yes, I'm so excited. I was getting really bored of the in-house enemies. It's like they don't want to kill me; they just want to like remove me. So it's not the same. When someone has a personal vendetta, it's so much more fun.
Well, I'm not quite sure if she's driving for my heart in a literal or metaphorical sense, but I assume I'll soon find out.
I am quite happy for you.
All right. So,
So-
what do you want to do to begin this Scooby-Doo mystery?
Question out of character.
Of course.
How high is Josephine's wit?
It is at
Let
0.
me.
Okay. How about Akron's? Are any of us smart? Like at all?
No, I have one wit.
Okay.
Yay.
That's 2 above
So-
what it could be at lowest.
Fair enough. So we should probably get to looking for those mops. But how?
How indeed. Normally I would just threaten someone. Or force them to threaten me. But that doesn't seem like it'll work for finding mops.
We could ask around to find out where they were seen last.
I think they were seen last where they belong. In like their places all
Probably.
over the school.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because otherwise, like, why would Chloe seem so upset? Oh, what was her name again? I'm so sorry.
Nope,
Sarah.
you were right, Chloe.
Oh, Chloe.
Yes.
Chloe the janitor.
Yes. I
Mhm.
have a memory.
Well, you know,
Uh-huh.
you can't take too long because the big first day, end of day ceremony will be starting. You know, the headmaster and lots of other folks will be showing up at that time.
I don't want to go. I have to. Okay, so what we should do is we should look for the mops.
Agreed?
Yes. Definitely.
Cool.
So what's your plan?
I-
Just gonna sort of wander around the school and look?
Apparently, I don't think we know enough about the school or the pranks to figure out where they would have ended up. But
Don't worry,
is there,
there's
like,
not
someone we can
in
talk to?
all in all honesty, that's intentional. You don't there's not much information at this point for you to work off of.
Okay.
All right. So I
Well, so-
have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia being a well-to-do and well-connected troublemaker is going to try and draw upon her social circle to know who would pull a prank to hide 40 whole ass mops.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that something you have automatically as an ability, or are we going to
No.
roll for that?
I was going to, I guess, try a defy disaster plus heart. And what I'm willing to sacrifice is a bit of my reputation because it may or may not be clear, depending on how Sophia asks, that she's intending on undoing this prank.
Ah, fair point. Fair point.
So she's trying to put her rep on the line to draw upon her assets.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and make that roll then.
Right? That's going to be plus hearts, so that gets a +1.
That's a 7.
Let's go!
Hey.
All
Oh
right.
yeah.
So with a 7, you are able to find out some information, but you kind of hit the nail on the head. A lot of people are pretty sure that you're up to something now.
All right.
They're not sure what you're up to. They just know it involves a lot of mops. which may or may not take on its own rumor mill monster while you're dealing with other things.
Oh, and you were seen with me earlier today before needing a lot of mops, so that's its own thing.
That it
My
is.
fights tend to be a bit messy.
So, you ask around, and one of the folks answers back to you and says, "Well, I did see a couple of folks carrying mops towards the gym where they're going to be having the ceremony."
Oh, I have got to see this. All right. Sophia goes back to Akkard and Josephine and says, "Well, I believe I know where the mops are. I'm not sure what they're doing with them, but they all seem to be concentrating towards the gym around the opening ceremony."
Mm.
I wish they could have left one mop so I could give, Chloe an excuse to not go over there. That way, we can let whatever prank happen, because it sounds really fun.
Well,
It sounds dangerous and a distraction.
I said fun.
Sophia kind of like sassily shakes her hip to one side and says, "Well, we could always sneak one of them out and leave the rest untouched."
That
Well-
sounds. Oh, go.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That sounds quite amendable. Now, sneaking in may be a bit difficult, but
Don't
sounds
worry,
fun.
I can cause a scene.
And I am pretty fast. Okay.
Perhaps, Josephine, would you care to help? And to suggest what she's intending, Sophia rests her arm on Excalibur's hilt.
Josephine is not the smiling type, but she does, in fact, smile at this proposition.
Nice.
Let's
So-
do this.
Wait.
So
we
you
get to
find your
switch
way
it?
over to the gym, and it's actually a fairly easy walk. You know exactly where to go. And you arrive at the gym, and you're a little bit confused as to what in the world. Because the very first thing that sticks out is, it's kind of set up like your standard school ceremony. There's the podium and the stage at the front, and lots and lots of chairs for people to sit in. And about the first 20 or so seats have weird white-haired scarecrows in them.
They're so cute. I love them.
Oh, well, there's the mops.
I want one of them.
Do you
Oh.
walk up and take one of them?
I
Well,
wait. I
we
am
have-
stealthy hunter. Oh, sorry.
We have to cause a scene first.
Well, there's nobody around at the moment, actually, because the ceremony's not for a little bit yet.
Grabby hands.
When you grab the scarecrow, which, is a hilarious prank, to be fair, you immediately notice something off, though. There's a smell to it. You kind of lean in, and your beastish senses sort of trigger as you get close to the actual mop portion of it, and just that's smells like gasoline.
Oh.
Wait, they're flaming scarecrows. This is so much better. Wait, no, this is dangerous. It's not a hazard.
Yes. I'm sorry, that reaction was great. Flaming scarecrows, awesome. Wait, that's dangerous. Crap.
I'll
Uh,
look over toward Sophia. Do we have to take them down? They smell like gasoline. I don't want to. This seems so cool, but
So-
also they're gasoline.
Sophia's normally like cocky face goes stone, and she's like, "We have to get them out of here."
Okay.
So-
what did I
Josephine?
say? Dangerous.
Yes, dangerous in the way that might get half the school burnt down.
Yes, dangerous.
To be fair, I don't like at least half the school.
Help me get these scarecrows out of here, you two.
Yes, absolutely.
As you can.
All right,
So-
so
you begin picking up scarecrows. There's a lot of them, and they're kind of heavy. There are 20 of them, so they seem to be made from the mops as well as a stick shoved through and tied to it with a shirt with a school uniform over it, which also smells vaguely of gasoline now that you've got the things like in your arms.
this is
Well, my-
dangerous. We're gonna get covered in gas fumes. Ugh.
Ew, stinky.
Do you two not ride like vehicles?
I have a limousine.
I
You
walk.
get a limousine? Oh, the walking's fair. That's fine. I can give you a ride if you want.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll get a spare helmet.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Friends.
So you get them out to the hallway at the very least, with the ones in your arms. I figure between the three of you, you can probably stack all 20, though it's making you a little lopsided at the moment. And as you're walking through the hallways, you see Chloe walking up, and she blinks a few times and goes, my mops?
Yeah. so-
Yes.
Go,
It
go.
would seem
So
so.
you first.
I have bad news about the quality of your mops. I have good news in that we found them.
And I have better news in that we're not at risk of immolating the school grounds.
She blinks a few times. Immolating the school grounds?
Some
Well, they're soaked in
some pranksters soaked them in gas, yes.
Well, okay then. That's not what I expected the answer to be. That's
Neither
beyond a
do
little
I.
bit of a prank.
I was thinking the same. I suspect foul play.
She looks at him. It looks at the mops in your arms for a moment and seems to be whispering something and says, I count 20.
How many were there, Akron?
There were 40.
Oh,
Oh.
goodness.
So we need to figure out where the other 20 explosive mops are at. Also, why didn't they just use fire magic?
Possibly to
Fi-
make a point.
And the janitor pipes up. Fire magic would also require you to be there, and investing in items, even a mop with enough intent of fire magic to cause them to, go off at a certain point would take weeks of work. This way, you just need a single match.
Well, we've another firebomb to find.
Indeed,
Um,
indeed. Akron's
so
just gonna think that a bit. Oh, sorry.
Chloe was just going to come forward and help you bundle the ones you have out the door and get them basically into the courtyard, so that even if they do go up, they're not going to be in danger of hurting anyone.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Chloe, might I ask a favor? This is clearly incredibly dangerous. Can you keep this on the down low, but let those who need to know.
She nods and snaps her fingers and says, I'm already alerting the headmaster and the other teachers."
Thank you. We'll try and take care of the rest of this without causing a panic.
Certainly, certainly.
Don't let them know I was hoping, because they'll think I'm actually good.
Chloe smiles at you and says, "I would never perish the thought."
Thank you,
Sophia
thank you. I have a reputation to uphold.
Sophia gives Chloe a bow.
All right. So, do you want to go back to the auditorium and perhaps explore some more, or do you want to try someplace else? What are you thinking?
I'm going to ask, if I may, what Josephine
Mhm.
thinks we should do.
I was thinking of taking a lap around the perimeter, seeing if there was maybe some setup more on the secretive but still very dangerous parts of the grounds.
All right.
Genius idea.
So, Sophia, Josephine, you begin booking it, and do you two follow behind?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yay! We
Well-
So you're looking specifically for places where they might have stashed the mops of gasoline without it being too obtrusive or obvious what's going on, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Well, one of the good things, or bad things as the case may be, is that gas does have a very particular smell. And so you're able to, as you're running along, just sort of get a whiff here and there. And soon enough, you're finding these mops tucked away in all sorts of places, in classrooms, in closets, all of them, smelling heavily of gas. But unlike the ones in the in the auditorium, you're not entirely sure how someone would plan to cause these to do anything.
Hmm.
I believe I may have an idea. But the question is, would Sophia have that idea?
The line between game and meta.
Yep.
So, would the auditorium be a distraction and this be the thing?
That
The
may
actual point?
that may very well be the case. Tell me, GM, about how well spread are these through the remainder of the school?
Almost perfectly. It looks like it would cover, it would spawn, if these were to, say, go up in flames spontaneously, every point in the school would be lit up to some extent.
All Sophia knows an assassination plot when she sees one.
Oh,
They weren't-
jeez.
They were intending on burning down the whole school with us all in it. Wait. We need to check the front gates.
I'm not really into fire that much. If it was knives. Okay, front gates.
Sophia throws off her jacket and takes out sprinting towards the front gate.
All right. You sprint to the front gates. The front gates are there, and you notice immediately that they are padlocked shut with very heavy chains.
I knew it.
Gosh.
All
Ouch.
right. Sophia redirects her sprint towards the headmaster's office.
All right. Soon enough, you arrive at the headmaster's office. He is a lovely old dog. And by that I mean literally, he's an old dog.
Yes. Yeah. Nice.
Talking dog?
Talking
Or
dog.
furry
No, talking dog.
Hell yeah.
He's currently sitting in a chair that has a special setup to hold him a little bit better. You happen to know that the headmaster is an awakened dog named Ranger, who so Headmaster Ranger is a bit of a mouthful. Most folks just say Headmaster to avoid pointing out the fact that he is a good doggo. But he does not mind it being pointed out that he is a good doggo, because while he is intelligent, he still has all his usual instincts concerning protecting people and taking care of people. It's what's made him a good headmaster.
Yeah.
As you run to his office, he blinks and looks up and puts the quill he had in his mouth down.
Headmaster,
And yes,
there is a terrorist plot afoot.
terrorist. Oh no. How? What do you mean? Please.
Scarecrows soaked in gasoline, 20 in the auditorium and the rest placed around the school. There's a padlock at the gate. They're intending on burning down the whole place.
Oh my, that's simply terrible. Terrible, I say. Tell me, what have you done with them?
We've gathered the scarecrows in the central, what is it? The central courtyard. where they pose no threat. But still, someone was intending on doing something quite heinous this day.
That is true. That is true. Oh my, I suppose we should probably call off the opening ceremony then. Better safe than sorry.
Very well. And I would like to try and find who is the culprit.
Certainly, but it's a big school. It might take you a while.
True.
We got friends on our side.
I'm gonna look at Sophia
Mm-hmm.
and give my chains a little wiggle, which you'll know is a key part of me transforming.
All
and head
right.
tilt.
Well, whoever did this would certainly smell like gas. Sophia gives a subtle nod to Akron and then turns to Josephine and says, Josephine, dearest, that padlock on the front gate, would you take care of that for me?
Certainly.
All
you.
right.
Already on it.
And I will try and I'll try and keep them off your trail, Akron.
Wonderful.
So let's
I'll
split
give
up.
I'll give the headmaster a little
Truly is a Scooby
head
episode.
Head pat.
I'll give the headmaster a little head level, just head tilt down, head tilt up. Very, very rare gesture from Akred, but he's very nice.
Woof.
Step out of the room.
He nods as you step out.
So, Akred, Plutus is going to transform into a beast. Or attempt to.
Beast mode.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So what she's going to do is she's actually going to rotate her wrists in a way to tighten her chains against her wrist, which is going to cause some issues and some minor cuts, but the chains are going to then grow red. Her eyes will flicker with little red flecks in their eyes. Blah, words. And, you know what, that's it for now, because there'll be more when there's more stuff to transform with. And can I get you to roll 2d6, and then I'm going to add daring to it to see what benefits I get.
Certainly. 2d6 going now. That's 8 on the die.
8 plus 1, that is 9. I can choose one thing. I really wish I had grabbed 2 daring. I didn't realize this added daring instead of grace. Oh well.
Which we have a hydrate and a posture check from Light. Remember, just because we're not straight doesn't mean our back shouldn't be.
I adore you.
I'll admit, I absolutely stole that one from Joy.
Stretch,
Good.
stretch.
Oh,
Okay.
and a stretchy stretch. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Mm.
Health kit delivered, yes.
So there are two different things I could choose. One is I move in ways no ordinary person could, or I am magnificent and little escapes my notice. I gain leverage or an opportunity with a monster. Would you say little escaping my notice means I could track down the scent very easily?
I would
Or
say
would it,
so.
or would it be
That
way
would be my
cooler?
interpretation, at least.
Hmm. That is a thing I could do. It could also be way cooler to just turn into puddles of blood and travel across the school, you know?
That is true.
We'll be good. Okay. So what's gonna happen is a thin strand of blood is just gonna work itself out of the chains and float up into the air and then start heading toward the source of the scent of gas. And I'm
Okay.
looking for someone that smells like gas, not is gas.
um, Meanwhile, Josephine is making a run for the front gates. And Josephine, as you get out to the front gates, you see them with the heavy chain and padlock. What do you want to do?
How feasible would it be to slam my sword on this chain?
You have a buster sword. Very feasible.
I figured, just wanted to ask.
No worries. It's always good to double check with the GM when you're not sure.
Mhm.
Oh, this is gonna be hot as fuck.
Yes.
So, uh, go back. Josephine's gonna charge at it, same as she did earlier. Proper form
Well,
and everything.
and you bring down your sword with a mighty snap from the first set of chains. It doesn't quite go all the way through, but you get through most of the heavy duty chains, and the ones you did snap are glowing red from the heat of being severed in two.
Whoa,
Oh,
that's so hot.
oh.
And
Yeah, they're glowing
as you
red. They are hot.
as you pull back your sword, getting ready for another strike, you hear a voice behind you say, "I think you should leave that be." When you turn around, there is a figure dressed all in black looking at you. He's about 6 foot tall, but is completely covered up in black, so you can't make out any of his features. Just, human, voice is deep, so possibly mask, and that's about all you've got. What is your response?
Bacon.
Hmm?
Keep turning. Um, Josephine gestures to the padlock and is like, I I do see a bit of a problem with the idea that should something happen, none of us can leave the grounds.
The figure tilts their head, and then you see them move their hands down to pouches on their belt, and they say, "Yes, almost like it was intended to be that way. You could still live, if you just walk away."
I highly, highly doubt this.
Ah.
All right. So, Josephine, combat.
Combat.
Do the thing. What do you do?
Um, that's a good question. Hmm. That's just the one, right?
Yep, it's just the one guy at the moment.
All right. So, um, Josephine is going to not make a charge directly at this figure, but more
Mm-hmm.
kind of make a dash for positional purposes. She's gonna try to get behind this figure.
Okay, so it's sort of on the diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do so, the figure turns and throws something through the air at you. Um, so, sorry, I'm trying to remember how this works. As they throw the things to the air, you see just a little bit of glint in the air as what looks like a couple inch long needles fly through the air at you.
Whoa.
So let's see. I believe that's a defy disaster if you don't want to be hit by said. If I understand correctly, that would be what you'd want to do to not be hit.
So I would get a -2 on this roll. Because I still
Oh,
have the hopeless
yipes.
condition.
Right, you haven't had a chance to get rid of that. Oh dear. So let's do the roll. Do you have you tell me how you want to dodge, and that'll tell me which stat you get to use.
And she try to like shield herself with her sword?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
How's your daring luck?
Daring is 2.
Well, good, because that means you have an 8 total.
Hey, nice.
So the needles ping off your sword, but you are forced into the choice of you can either keep moving to try and reposition behind him, or give up your movement to shield yourself.
I will give up my movement for now.
Okay. He has you pinned down for the moment, and he steps back and continues to throw needles at you. What would you like to do? You're kind of pinned down at the moment.
Hmm.
Mm. If I may,
Yes.
Go right ahead.
don't forget that each playbook does have moves to be used in combat, as well as additional options for figure out a person when you use it during a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You might gain some leverage if you try to suss out a motive.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually.
All right. Well, tell me what tell me what move you're going to use and how it applies.
Uh, is there a figure out for like combat, I guess?
Well, there is a figure out for combat, but specifically if we go to cuz you're which was your class again? I'm having a dumb.
Devoted.
What was that?
Devoted?
Devoted.
So-
Right.
Mhm.
Devoted. Sorry, I'm pulling them up right now to see what they've
So-
got.
Devoted can ask the usual figure out a person questions, which are on the basic moves reference of the TSL handout. It is on page 8. So you get 5 questions there, plus an additional 2 for the devoted, which for you are, what are you willing to risk death for? And what kinds
Yeah.
of deeds earn your loyalty?
Yeah.
And you can
All right.
ask either of those, even if you fail the roll with a 6-.
Cool.
All right. So, what are you going to do?
I would like to figure out a person with the yeah, it's
So, with figuring out a person, you're currently fighting with this person. Are you gonna just yell at them your questions? Do you have an idea of how you'd like to apply this? Again, just asking the questions out loud in the middle of combat is a viable option. I just want to let you do as you want.
it sounds kind of silly, but I like
No such thing. This is for fun.
combat banter is cool.
This system is literally built on combat banter. You're okay.
I think as like Josephine continues to kind of like shield herself from these needle attacks, she does want to ask like um
Did you roll?
what-
Yeah.
I did not roll.
That is a 9 on the die.
Oh shit, cool.
So you get 2 questions from both this list and your personal.
And they don't
What?
get to ask one back.
They do get to ask one back.
Oh, they do? I thought there was
Yeah.
a bonus
10
for getting
plus.
over 10.
10 plus is the bonus.
Well, it was 9 on the die. Did you have any bonuses to it?
Your wits plus 0, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so it would be a
So,
9.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you had a +1 in that. My bad.
No, that would be Akrund.
I am very witty girl. Hi.
All right.
Josephine does ask, what good would it be letting everyone at this school perish if something should happen? I.e., what are you willing to risk death for?
He laughs as he starts to try and circle around you, still trying to keep you pinned down with the needle throws, and says, "You whiny, spoiled children never would understand the lengths that we're willing to go to finally be free, to get rid of these structures and the people who rule our lands like they've actually done anything in their life to make them worthy of the sweat of our brow and the things that we make. It's time for them to learn a lesson."
Respect that.
An inside job.
All right. So what would you like to do now?
You get one more question.
I do get one more question.
Mm-hmm.
And they also can ask a question of you.
Mm-hmm.
If you hold so much contempt for us, what could happen to call off this whole assassination attempt, huh?
He will respond with, "There's nothing you can do anymore. The plan is already set in motion. In just a few minutes, this place will burn."
Not if we have anything to say about it.
Nice. While this furious combat is going on, Sophie and Akrid are quickly rushing through the hallways when
Yeah,
they...
and
Oh, yep, go ahead.
I just want to describe the thing. So
Yeah, describe the thing.
chains wiggling around almost as if they're acting on their own accord, trying to get more blood or find other sources of blood. Meanwhile, there's like a web of blood veins made of blood woven around her with little glowing nodules at various directions as she's trying to find the source of the scent.
All right. It doesn't take you too long. You actually find yourself going back towards the auditorium. As you enter and are sniffing around the room, you spot a person who is sitting up in sitting way towards the back. Looks to be a senior who is there early, weirdly enough. Like people are starting to filter in, but he's got a really big glare on his face and he's staring at the place where the mop scarecrows were.
Wonderful. I'm gonna immediately walk toward him.
All right.
Run
He's
toward him,
sitting.
in fact.
All right. He sees you running at him and steps back, throwing the chair aside. How do you act?
I want to start jumping across chairs, like jumping, standing up, like literally get on top of chairs and jump, using all my dexterity and grace to fling myself toward him.
Nice. We'll count this as a fight maneuver. So
Awesome.
let's fight. All right, that's an 8 on the die.
Wonderful. And if it's with my grace, it would be +2.
Yep, so you get a 10 on your fight, which means let me check the paper. As I bounce around between. Gotta love new systems. That's the one I wanted. Come back. You ever accidentally search past the thing you were looking for?
Yeah, I have it pulled up if you want me to do the thing. I choose 3 and they choose 1 to apply to me in response.
Right. Okay. So go ahead.
So, as I'm gonna like jump onto him, my pulsing red chains that are pulsing in time with the beat of my heart, weirdly enough, probably disconcerting to a lot of people, will begin wrapping
Yes.
around him to inflict a condition as those various veins
hot.
of blood wrap back around the chains. So the chains look like they almost have a blood-like webbing on them.
Cool.
Additionally, I'm gonna seize a superior position over him, or over them rather, to make sure that I am able to react when they try to escape my cutting bonding. Very sharp
Nice.
amount of bondage. Additionally, I want to gain a string on them because I literally am gonna whisper into the air, "Where are you running? Don't you want to fight?"
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yep. So yeah, I feel like frightened would be a good condition to apply.
Meow.
The opponent is now frightened. You do gain the string on them. And they will so you took the superior position. So actually they reach up and say, for the people, grab the chains that are closest to your neck and actually wrap them around your neck and fall to the floor, just dragging you down with him.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna just laugh because that's wonderful. Let me
Well, it is
see.
Princess Sophia's turn.
Can I do one more thing with that real quick?
What do you want to do?
That big dyke energy ability?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I've
If you
made it
haven't.
clear that I'm the biggest threat in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why don't you tell everybody what your big dyke energy ability is?
So, my big dyke energy, when I make it clear to my foes that I'm the biggest fucking threat, then for the rest of the scene, whenever I roll a 10 plus, I may choose someone present to be impressed or intrigued with me. Additionally, once during the scene, when I gain a string on someone, I can gain an additional string on someone else who considers me an enemy.
Praise be to Starson.
For that, is Chloe
Praise
around by
be to the
chance?
great old
Not
one.
Chloe, sorry. The person that I'm considering an enemy that I stole Sophia from.
Ah, Sarah.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
Sarah
Be to
around?
Starson.
Sarah
Praise
is
be to the
around.
great
Hold on.
old
I'm going
one.
to turn off my follower thing for a moment here.
Cool.
Sorry,
I'm gonna
alert
keep
box.
that
Got to
in
make you go
mind.
away. Sarah does see you come in and sees you work your magic, and yeah, she's impressed.
Cool. I will gain a string on her as my additional string for this scene.
Nice. Very nice.
Awesome. Okay.
Sophia,
Good.
you are up.
Yes, indeed. All right. So, what I was trying to do. Oh, what was I trying to do? I kind of forgot. I'm very
Talk.
thirsty because Josephine and Akron are very hot. Wow. Um. Right. Sophia was trying to probably seek out more perpetrators because Josephine was heading towards the front gate. I'm going to assume that Sophia saw Akron headed back towards the auditorium. So she is going to check on some of the minor hiding spots to see if she can catch anyone else in the act.
Oh, okay. I thought you were with Akron. My bad.
Initially, yes, but we broke off when Akron started heading towards the auditorium.
Okay. So you're looking around. I would say that it's that you are able to hear the sounds of combat both from the front and from the auditorium. And with that, you notice that there are some students running for cover because clearly, sword fighting sounds is bad news. But you do notice three, again, I say kids, but they're, probably seniors as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they, turn and look and seem to be discussing something, as if they're trying to figure out which direction they want to go.
All right. Sophia is going to approach them
Mm-hmm.
and say, "What's going on? Is there trouble?"
They look at you a few times and look at each other, and one of them elbows the other and says, "Oi, ain't that the princess?" "Yeah."
Sophia
Well?
already has her hand on her sword.
"Well, if we grab her, won't that solve everything?" "It won't solve everything. But, right, like, it'll be quite the bargaining chip, won't it?" You can tell they apparently don't respect you very much because they don't seem to be overly concerned.
Sophia draws her blade and slams the point into the ground to make a clanging noise, and it says, "I can still hear you."
They look at you, look at your sword, and go, and one of them goes, "I call the sword."
If you can stay long enough, if you can stay alive long enough to grab it. And she takes her hands.
All right. Shall I roll for fight?
Actually, she
Ah,
is going to
okay.
make a move, the main attraction. May I count this
Oh.
as a dramatic entrance?
Oh, abso-friggin-lutely.
All right, I am rolling plus grace.
All right. So your dice roll is a 6.
6 plus 2 is an 8. So I choose 1. I'm going to take 1 forward.
1 forward.
So in PBTA, if you take 1 forward, that is a plus 1 applied to the next move you take.
Nice.
There is a similar state called ongoing. A plus 1 ongoing lasts until the end of a scene, while a forward ends the moment you use it.
Gotcha. I follow. So you have a forward now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is that all you want to do for the moment?
Yep. I am beckoning them towards me, I suppose.
All right. Well, the 3 of them draw their swords, but you notice that 2 of them have the saber style rapiers that are pretty common, but the final one actually has a thin rapier style blade.
Mm.
And he steps back while the other 2 step forward, and they move to left and right, looking to flank you, while the one in the middle starts waving the rapier in the air, and a glowing light appears at the tip as he seems to almost be drawing a sigil in the air.
Excellent.
Ooh.
I am going to try and dart between the blades of the 2 saber-wielding ones in an attempt to interrupt the sigil of the rapier-wielding mage.
Okay. We'll go ahead and 2d6. That's a 7.
Okay.
I assume
plus-
this your
Go
choice
ahead.
on daring or grace.
I'm going to do grace because I said I was going to try and dance between. So
Fair enough.
I'll do grace, which will give me a 9. Are you counting this as a fight or defy?
I was counting it as a fight.
All right. So what I am going to do is provoke the rapier wielding opponent and attempt to take an object from them by disarming them of their blade.
Nice.
And the way Sophia is going to do that is she is going to come in for a feigned strike, and when they move into block, she's going to pull her sword in and kick the arm of the rapier wielder to try and knock the blade out of their hand.
Well, the two saber wielders slice dice attempting to hit you, but just you slide through completely untouched, and then run up and kick the arm, throwing his rapier to the side, and the sigil that he was drawing shatters. But when it shatters, because he does get the one back, he applies a condition to you.
All right. Can you tell me what happens here?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to decide. Sorry. So as you break the sigil, it pulses with energy, and suddenly you feel just like ready to rip somebody apart with your bare hands. It's an almost blinding level of anger and anger and rage.
All right. So
you think that maybe if he had finished that spell properly, it might have done some other emotional or mental damage, but since you shattered it in the middle of making it, it's not having its proper effect, but it's still hurting.
all right. So I'm filled with rage. I'll just go ahead and mark angry for that one. That makes sense. So in the midst of this fight, adrenaline pulsing through her veins, Sophia embraces this rage and decides to turn it against her very foes.
No
Alright.
shocker there.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go to Glitch. Glitch, you currently are on top of the guy who seems to have been helping mastermind this. When he pulled you down earlier, it seemed a little odd because it didn't look like he was getting away. But your bestial senses tell you somebody's coming at you from behind.
Oh, thank goodness. Let's see. So, what exactly did he do? Did he inflict condition?
He
or take a-
wrapped your chains around your neck and then pulled you down on top of him. So you're laying face to face on the floor, and you can sense or feel from a foot touch or something like that somebody is standing above and behind you, probably with ill intent.
So, would you say I'm at like defy disaster level, or am I able to keep fighting?
I think you could keep fighting. You just would have to tell me how you would do so.
Wonderful. Well, I'm very experienced in this kind of up close, very tight together ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna nuzzle into this lovely, lovely individual with my neck covered in chain, very razor sharp edges and chains.
Horny.
I'm just gonna try to squeeze against them and roll them to be on top of me, because honestly, at heart, I'm a bottom.
Perfect. Sorry, that was too good. Oh, okay. So you rolled a 5 on the die. Are you using daring or grace?
Grace, so it'd be 7 total.
Okay,
Nice.
so with a 7, you can choose 2, an opponent choose 1. I assume that that's created sees a superior position,
Yeah, so
which
I'm putting
in this
him between
case
me and
is.
his ally.
Mm-hmm. And what do you want to do for the second one? Gain another string, or
Oh,
from the
absolutely.
flirt? Because yeah, that sounded like a string flirt to me.
How lovely of you to bring a friend. I guess we really will have a good time tonight. Squeeze.
Wow.
God damn, Glitch.
Horny.
Oh, by the way, like keep in mind these are like razor sharp chains that he is.
Oh, I'm
nuzzled into.
aware.
Hi.
I'm working hard to keep concentrating on running the game. Let me put it that way.
Hi.
Glitchy has great power.
I think he gets to choose one, right?
Yep, he does. And he is going to let's see. He is going to attempt to provoke you. And he just says to you, "Give it up. You're just another sacrifice for your house. You don't mean anything."
Oh, ouch. Do I get a chance to respond to that, or?
You absolutely do. It's just that was his provoke. So he gets a string on you. So do you have a response to that as his friend stops? His friend was standing above you with a sword, which you can now see because you're on the bottom and looking up, and was about to stab down through the two of you, but stops when you flip him up and over. And his friend is unable to get in to take a strike at the moment.
Random question. How long ago was the war?
The war itself was like 60 years ago, but tensions have been
Cool.
hostile since then.
And like my mother's mother, I'll sacrifice them all if I have to.
Ooh.
More squeeze.
More squeeze. Back to the front gate. Josephine, what are you going to do?
After we have that little standoff, I'm gonna try getting back behind him again.
Okay. Another fight. So let's roll the dice. Shake a virtual shaka. And roll is a 7 on the dice.
Hey!
Plus either grace or dare.
Definitely daring.
Okay. So that'll get you 2 effects, and your opponent will choose one.
All right. What's a provoke?
Provoke is just, insulting. Get him angry at you. Get him ready to attack you.
Cool. Let me grab a provoke and a condition. I'm still kind of sussing out what I want to do exactly.
Okay. Well, you tell me what you do, and I'll apply them appropriately.
Cool. Actually, I kind of forgot getting a position was one of the things I could do.
Mm-hmm. So you seize the superior position and get behind him, or at least you're moving fast enough that he's having to turn to keep up with you, which puts him a little off balance.
Perfect.
And then you were provoking as well?
I think I'm gonna go with a condition.
Okay.
Josephine stands firmly at her desired position, like kind of like facing her foe towards the gate. And she says, how dare your contempt, your rage for such a small, paltry amount of people result in the depths and destruction of one of the few things trying to hold this world together.
Ooh, very good, very good. I like. We'll call that guilty.
Yeah.
He's gonna feel a bit guilty on that. And
Good hit.
since you've inflicted a condition, and this guy's actually not the beefier of the bunch, he actually looks really stunned, like what you've said really struck home, and steps back a few, so that he's in front of the gate and says, I don't, that's not what we're doing here.
Then what? What is the point of all of this?
We have to break the houses. We have to break the leadership. Everybody, without their noble lines to hold, they won't be able to hold their power anymore.
A pitiful, pitiful excuse.
Let me ask, do you want to take a sword swing at him or the gate?
You saw what I was doing.
Yep.
Definitely the gate.
All right. You run forward, take your big swing, and he, in his moment of guilt, hesitates because he's not sure whether or not he really deserves to survive this. Lucky for him, you're not interested in him so much as you are opening that gate, and you slice through the last half of the chains. the sparks flying as the metal chunks with a red hot glow scatter across the ground, and the gate starts to swing open of its own accord.
Yeah.
Let's go, Josephine!
From Josephine, we go back to Princess Sophia,
Excellent.
who is an angry princess.
Mm-hmm.
What does angry princess do?
Give me just a moment. I think I have an idea.
I always have moments, giving moments for plots and ideas.
All right. So what I'm going to try and do is can I get a quick description of the three mooks that I'm dueling with?
They are pretty, mook, for lack of a better way of putting it. They look standard, 5'10" white guys, look like they belong in any of 100 different action movies, getting the shit beaten out of them by the heroine.
Excellent. So, what I am going to do, now that the rapier one has been disarmed, no longer a threat in Sophia's eyes. Instead, she's going to turn and fight the two saber wielders at once.
Nice.
She is going to weave. The Excalibur is a massive blade, but it is surprisingly light for its size. So she maneuvers it with unusual elegance as she tries to take out the other two.
All right, so standard fight, yes?
Plus grace.
Plus grace. And that's a 9 on the dice.
Yeah! Okay, 10 plus. All right, so I choose 3. The first is through violence or cutting words. I'm going to land a few good blows to inflict a condition upon them.
All right.
I would like to seize a superior position, and lastly, I am going to provoke them by shouting, "Couldn't even send proper assassins, I see."
Oh, nice. So one of them has the condition inflicted on him of hopeless.
Excellent.
So he steps back as you threaten him with the blade and trips and falls to the floor. And his friend actually hesitates now that you've got his buddy on the floor, like he's trying to figure out what to do. So that's your superior position, as you're standing over one of them and the other is hesitating because he doesn't know what to do. Rapier guy is going for his rapier,
Right.
but it'll take him a second or two to get there.
So Sophia is going to press the advantage and press her blade underneath the chin of the one she's knocked to the floor and push his head up to look at her. And
Ooh,
she's going to sneer down at him and say, "You wield a blade like a mutt wields a stick."
Don't let the headmaster hear you. So his friend goes, "Hey, come on, don't." And go on.
No, go ahead.
And the one on the ground just holds up his hand and says, "I surrender, I surrender." While all this has been going on, however, and you've effectively taken these two out of the fight permanently, because they're only one condition required. You notice that the rapier one has grabbed his rapier and is starting to form another sigil on you. He is gaining superior position.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, so
So cool.
I'm glad. Glitchy, what how do you want to handle this? You've got him wrapped up in your arms, and the guy standing above you with the sword, unsure what to do.
How close is the guy with the sword?
He is right in front of you.
Awesome. So I'm gonna. Is it okay if I do two things with one of those being like my shameless figure out a person thing?
Of course.
Okay. So I'm going to not hide it at all. I'm just going to be. Wait, what's going on with this guy's hands that I have wrapped up with me in
Current
chains?
Currently he's fighting you for control of the chains unsuccessfully. But that's what his hands are doing, is they're wrapped in the chains as well, trying
So
to.
they're probably near the chains, near my throat. Got it. Wonderful.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just gonna very loudly say, I want you to choke me. And
Oh my.
while we're at it, I'm gonna give them a string death so that I can ask a question from them on the figure out a person move.
Okay. What question are you asking?
What do you hope to get from this? Oh, wait, that's the same question as last time. I don't want to just do that, wumble, but it's
You
fine.
could instead do something of what do you love the most, or how would you feel if I blanked.
You know what? In this moment, I don't think I'm caring about the school or anything that's going on. I'm just in my space.
Fair enough.
Because I am like beast mode, feral. Let's fucking go, feral 4. Who cares about
Mm-hmm.
society bullshit? Let me see. And the question is gonna be, how could I get you to kiss me?
Oh.
Let's go.
He sputters and is like, and it's just like, but what, I can't.
Yeah, that's the normal reaction to Glitchy.
So yeah, his answer is technically no, but oh god, he doesn't know what to do with himself now.
Slight look of disappointment, overtaken once more by the ravenous hunger and need, and sharp teeth, and slight amount of Gonna look over to the friend, because this one is
I felt
not
that in all my
useful.
tentacles.
And one end of this chain, since this chain is very animated right now, filled and covered with blood, it's gonna wiggle out and lash toward the person next to me.
All right, let's get you a fight. And we're rolling
I would say
for a 9 on the die.
9 plus 2, so that's 11. So that also still activates my dike thing, so I want someone to be impressed with me. Someone here.
Well, the other guy is definitely impressed with you.
Awesome. Can I have them be intrigued instead of impressed, or is impressed?
No,
Is impressed or
intrigue's fine.
intrigued?
Intrigued
would
is
be more
fine.
fun in this case. Okay, intrigued. Because I'm impressive enough as it is. Let's be real. And then for my 3 conditions.
And yes, they are light. Perk of my job.
Well, first, I'm going to inflict a condition, as one of my chains will also wrap around them.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm going to also seize a superior position and pull them into this lovely, lovely cuddle.
Razor chain cuddle pile. Not a sentence I thought I'd say, but here it is.
It's Glitchy. What did you expect?
I know, but so You yank them together and are wrapping them up. And they have two very different reactions to this situation. The one who is intrigued by you doesn't seem to be fighting you as hard as he could be. In fact, you think he may be just intentionally wrapping himself up in your chains more.
Hot.
The boss or the head dude, however, is still trying to pull away. Just has not quite been successful yet. However, he will pull himself free from most of your chains.
I did still have one more because I got 10 plus, so I had the third one. Which one was the one I was fighting? Was it the head one or the other one?
Both.
Oh,
You were
okay.
the one who was the head one is trying to slip free, but isn't really able to, whereas the other one is essentially already defeated.
Okay, so the other one is the one that I have the multiple strings on. Got it. The other one is the one I don't have strings. So I will also, while we're at it, gain a string on the head one, and I'll just continue. Come on, why don't you come play with me?
Nice. That will get you a string on him.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And we'll go back to Josephine. Josephine, you have the guy that you were facing down is as soon as you finished snapping the fence, looks like he's about ready to run.
Not so fast. You. And she does like a sword point.
Uh-huh.
Where are your compatriots?
He gulps a bit and says, They're in the school getting things into position.
Where?
I don't know where. I was just supposed to guard the gate.
Fair
The
enough.
auditorium, I suspect.
Let's take a little walk together, shall we?
Hold him at sword
And-
point and start walking him towards the auditorium.
Yep.
Cool. Princess Sophia.
Hello. All right, so the rapier one is drawing a sigil on me, correct?
Yep.
All right, so Sophia pulls her blade away from the chin of the one on the floor, points it towards the saber wielder still standing, and she's going to pull that string that she just got.
Oh.
And she's just going to say, "Serve your queen." And like motion her head towards the rapier wielder.
Wowza.
And that was the one who is lying on the ground, or the other one? Sorry.
The other one.
He looks at you as you metaphorically reach out and pull on the tethers of the soul, as it were. That special kind of control that only heroines can have. And he steps in front just as the sigil finishes, and his clothes burst into flame.
Oh, excellent. Oh, I see now.
You follow now?
I follow. May I continue from this?
Absolutely.
As I don't want him to die, Sophia is going to draw a sigil of her own with her left hand.
Okay. What sigil are you drawing?
This sigil will create a burst of wind to hopefully put out the flames.
Okay. we'd still consider that a fight, right? It's just technically kind of superior position. Or would we do defy?
That might be a spirit defy.
Yeah, I think this counts as a spirit defy. I think you're right on that.
All right, that's a flat 0, so roll those dice.
That is a 6.
Damn it. Well, I just leveled up.
You blast the wind forward, and it does not put him out. It just throws him to the ground.
Well, at least he can roll.
Yep, he's stopped dropping and rolling, but you didn't put him out instantly, and he's going to be of no help to you.
Very well. May I level now, or shall I wait till the end of the session?
End of session.
Gotcha. I will go ahead and mark that I have 1 level to go up, but damn.
All right. And back to Glitchy. You just have the one guy left. How do you want to handle this? You have the one in your arms, and the other one is fighting with you for control of the chains.
Let's see. You know what? Let's not mess with a. Yeah, let's not mess with a good thing. We're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep tugging and nuzzling, but this time I'm moving a little bit away from the one in my arms and pulling myself as well as the chains that are now like fully wrapped around me. Try to intertwine legs with this lovely boss.
All right. You rolled a 5, but you have +2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you still succeed.
Awesome.
I'm just going to drop a hint that you want to apply a condition.
Yeah, and that was my plan, so we're good.
Awesome.
And the Cutting's words will be like, aren't you confident enough to try with me?
As you manage to wrap your chains around him and he becomes terrified, or frightened, but terrified, as you pull him in close, wrapping him completely in the chains.
Wonderful. And I would like to spend a string
Mm-hmm.
to find out what it will take to make him give up and tell me what's happening. Because I need this to be over so I can take care of this lovely individual next to me.
He, as you threaten him and say, tell me what, he says, I won't do it. You'd have to torture me first. And then he realizes what a poor choice of words that was.
Yeah, as those words come out, Akron's face will literally light up.
You done fucked up.
And blood is now webbing across her face as well, almost starting to create a mask.
So, Josephine, you are walking towards the auditorium when you see Princess Sophie standing over one guy who's on the floor. There's another guy who's stopped, drop, and rolling and on fire on the floor, and another guy who's attempting to draw a sigil in the air with his rapier. What do you do?
I'm assuming, like, with so much commotion going on, it's likely nobody's really, like, noticed we're here.
Oh, people have noticed. It's just most of the other students are running and screaming, and the adults are, and again, I'm using adults relatively. The professors, the people who should be in charge, have not yet made their way through the stampeding horde of people panicking.
Can I like run up and punch the guy making the sigil?
Yes, you may. Just clock him out of nowhere.
Yes.
All right, let's get us a good clock him in the face roll.
Big number. Big number.
That's a 10 on the die.
Yay!
And you just haul off and bam.
Ow.
Sophie, you're getting ready to handle the sigil drawer when suddenly Josephine comes out of nowhere, dragging some guy in a ninja outfit behind her, and sucker punches the guy to the floor. You think if you saw a few teeth fly. Any comment, Sophie, or are you muted?
Oh, yeah, she's AFK, it seems.
No, I was
Oh,
muted.
okay.
My B.
Oh,
For the second time in one session, I am now smitten. That was a beautiful display of violence. So you get a string on me, but I know our romance will never last because you don't reciprocate.
Oh, heartbreak. Love
At
it.
least, not as far as I know.
It could change.
So, with the rapier wielder now dealt with, Sophie is hold on. Sophia is going to try and draw another sigil, this time to release a torrent of water because she doesn't want to leave this guy just burning to death.
Yep. I'm not even going to make you roll that. You are able to do that. No problem.
All right. And once he's out, she offers a hand.
He takes your hand and he looks up at you like you're a goddess. Like,
Damn near correct.
So as this is all going on, you look over into the auditorium and see Akrid currently in a bloody mess with two other figures.
Oh, that's normal.
I will say there's no blood on the floor, as it turns out. Instead, it's all wrapping around the chains and Acrid and slightly around the people involved.
That's hot.
Yeah, no, that's damn.
Oh,
All right.
and all of it pulses in time with her heart, of course.
Of course.
Also
Well,
badass.
Sophia has seen her like this before and knows that she's got it under control. So instead, what she'll do is she'll turn to the one whose clothes are now singed half off as she helps him up, and she's going to try to entice,
Okay.
which is going to be a roll plus heart.
All
And
right.
she's basically going to notice that he seems to be like for lack of a better word, smitten with her at the moment. And she's
Another
going to push
10 on the
that
die, by the way.
by subtly drawing a wind sigil to make her hair flow and her eyes glitter as she helps him off the ground. So I get a string on him, and he
Very much so.
chooses one of get flustered and awkward, promise something I want, or give in to desire.
He will absolutely promise you anything you want, my queen.
All right. Then
Mm-hmm.
your previous convictions are forfeit. You serve me now. Tell me your name, subject.
My name is Jeff.
With a G or a J?
Jay.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right. Well, Jeff,
His
seeing
name
as you
isn't Geff.
seeing
Geoff.
as you belong to me, do collect your former friend's rapier.
He nods and runs over and grabs the rapier and brings it back to you.
All right. She sheathes Excalibur and goes over towards the clocked mage and hooks the rapier underneath like his shirt and pulls him into in towards her
Oof.
and says, "You have made the gravest mistake of your life to cross me. What are you getting at?"
He looks at you dead in the eye and says, "The revolution will succeed." And he grabs you around your back and pulls you into him.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
Sword straight through his gut.
And Sophia pulls herself in closer and twists the blade and says, "And let it crash upon my shores," and then pulls back out.
Fuck yeah.
So
Whew.
hot.
Oh, man.
Yeah!
That was excellent. With all of the enemies down and one captured, one serving Sophie, and two wrapped in Glitch's chain in Akrid's chains. The professors and the headmaster are able to collect them. They're going to be processed. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff at this point because you have succeeded at defoiling the first plot against the academy and saving everyone. You should be proud of yourselves, you thirsty sword lesbians.
Go!
Yay!
I do have a comment though. Before they take the one away, I need to give enough aftercare.
Have a feeling they're not going to be able to take him away from you until you let them. So
Absolutely accurate.
Alright.
So that we did end up going for 3 hours, but we were having so much fun. I didn't think it was a good time to stop.
So good.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. That was so fun.
I'm glad you all feel that way. I really enjoyed it myself. It's definitely it was a new system for me, so a few learning bumps, but I enjoyed it. It was a blast.
Absolutely.
You did a
I'm
very,
s-
very good job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, chat, that we couldn't keep the chat open, but can I get an extra clap and a half and some love for Light, who stepped into mod and has been fighting the Haas boss like a boss this entire time while we've been playing, so we could keep going. Like,
Thank
I've got
Thank you,
like
Light.
30 or 40 hotspot bans that he's done.
Thank you so much.
I would like to
Yeah, like
I would like to suggest I'll send you a tool that I strongly suggest you run after the stream's over.
Will do. As for that said stream, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you from everybody from the girl streams to come in and hang out with us and spend some time with this fun game. We'll talk more amongst ourselves if we want to do more of these or maybe different systems. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But this was way too much fun not to do again.
Absolutely.
I and I have a saying as a GM that good role players are worth more than platinum, and you three are definitely platinum.
aw.
Honestly,
Seriously,
this
I-
was
Mm-hmm.
so much fun.
Yes.
I'm glad. I'm glad. All right. So let's now, if I remember correctly, just because I'm trying to remember the deals with these stupid bots, I can't raid anybody lest they follow, right?
Correct.
Bummer. Well, I'm sad to not send a 10-person raid somewhere, but we will end it here for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And as I always say, remember to hold your loved ones close. You never know when the stars might align. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Remember, I'm wholesome.